creatives, welcome to True Creativity Insights. So I am actually testing out recording on my Nikon camera to see how this video quality comes out. I've been playing around with recording on my phone, using these filters, using these apps, these fun apps. But sometimes the quality gets really strange and it's just inconsistent. So I'm trying to videotape through my camera this time to see how this comes out. Unfortunately, I don't have all the fun filters like coloring my hair, but here I am, unfiltered. So today I'm going to talk about scale and the importance of scale because, when we do our art making, we tend to get locked in, or not locked in, but we get kind of in this comfort zone of working either small or large or in the same format over and over. So small format is considered maybe, from 5 to 5 inches to maybe 12 by 12. And then larger format would be maybe 3 by 4 feet or larger, 8 feet. Like murals are considered large format. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I want to say it's really important to challenge yourself to go beyond your comfort zone and to try new formats. Because when you shift the size of your artwork, a lot of different things shift. And also you challenge yourself as an artist in terms of your artistic skills, in terms of how you see things differently when you change up your scale. So often we get very comfortable in working small. For example, sometimes when we work small, we can tighten up very quickly, and also the preciousness of that small piece can happen very quickly. And then there's also another side of working small, and that's if you're working small with the intention of doing preliminary ideas or what I call thumbnails or small warm-ups, it's a great way to run through a couple of different composition ideas, color applications with a small format. That's a really great way to also warm up your creative muscle before you go to the larger piece. When you work big, that changes things. You have to incorporate your body a little bit more. You have more movement on the canvas. You have more movement with your arms as you are applying the paint onto the canvas. So it's a little bit more physical when you start to work larger. Also, things change. You use more paint, you use more collage material. Your collage material changes from small scale to large scale. You also have to change your brushes or your tools that you use. I know for me, I had to go larger in the brushes. I found myself using my hands a little bit more when I worked larger. Also, when you work larger, you kind of need a bigger space. So you have to consider the space that you're in and how you can incorporate the larger format. So there's things to consider for each type of size format that you're working on. That's why it's also important for you to try different size formats, because it just gives you the experience of what happens when I transition to a larger format and what happens to my style, my techniques, my normal medium. And that's really good experience for you as an artist to go through. It also can expand your perspective and your vision as an artist, because you'll look at things very differently with scale change. So, for me, I started my first body of work around 12 by 12, and I think the largest I would go would be 12 by 16. And I thought that was large. But when I saw that up in the wall in the gallery, and it just got sort of dwarfed by all the wall space around it compared to what other artists were doing, and I realized that really is not large format. It's probably small to medium. So I decided to try to challenge myself to go bigger. So what you're seeing behind me is my very first painting. It measures 30 by 40 inches, and that was my first large format. And it was a good experience in terms of going through the process of testing out my process on a larger scale. Also, when I go big, I have to go on canvas because it's lighter weight. If you go with art panels, which I normally love to work on wood panels, art panels that are either MDF or wood cradle panels, that can get very heavy when you go bigger. So I have to transition to canvas because it's lighter weight. Also, it's much easier to move around because I found out when I worked on this piece, I found out that normally I work on the table, sort of over a table workspace and work that way. But with my larger piece, I had to take it off the table, stick it onto the easel, step back from the easel, take a look at it from a distance, put it back on the table. So that was one of those physical things that actually was not a typical thing in my creative process. But it was something that was interesting that I had to do going large. So that's one of the things that you discover is how things change with your creative process. So this piece is titled A Thirsty Fish. It is inspired by one of Rumi's poems. And I really had a lot of fun creating it. And most importantly, when I completed it and finished it, I gained some confidence in terms of, wow, I could actually go bigger and I can actually take my technique or my artistic style into a larger format. So it gave me more confidence in myself as an artist and in my skill. So just to tell you a story, after this piece, I found myself standing in the middle of the canvas aisle at an art store looking at a canvas that was 3 feet by 4 feet, and it was calling to me. Now I felt just inspired to feel that entire canvas, but at the same time it was scary, daunting, and intimidating. But I got over it. I purchased it, could barely fit it in my car, took it home and started working on it. And it was interesting to see, wow, okay, just a little larger than this can actually change things. Because really, if this is 30 inches, that was 36 inches. So it was only about 6 or 8 inches larger. But again, I could feel the difference in terms of applying my paint, how I was going to work with the collage material, and how I was going to work versus the table and the easel. So anyway, I went that size up, completed that painting, absolutely loved it, and realized, wow, I can actually go big. Now, the catch is, if you go larger, you do have to have storage space, and that is really the last large piece I did because I don't really have a lot of storage space for large format paintings. But that's something to consider as well. So if you normally work large, I encourage you to try working small and see how things change for you. See how your creative process changes. If you're used to working small, try going bigger. Now, you don't have to go really big drastically. You can inch your way to bigger format also. So the whole idea really is to try to challenge yourselves in terms of working with a different size, because that really does help you to expand and shift and change things. And this is just another technique to help keep your creativity moving forward and flowing in different areas. So I wanted to talk about scale, so larger format, smaller format, and also if you're used to working large, I have a mixed media, what I call a mixed media mini online course, which really shows you how to work small as well as how to use the small format as a warm-up for your creative muscle. If you're feeling stuck in the studio, not ready to go big, you can use it as a preliminary exploration for ideas and composition, or as a warm-up. So I also show that in my online course. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. I hope this helps you to think about maybe trying something different with your format and your scale. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube series, please click on the button below. And also, if you want to stay up to date with the workshops coming up that I'm teaching online, please sign up for my email list by visiting truecreativitywithin.com and join my email list. Also, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, so please find me there and follow me. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay creative. Bye.